Hello, welcome to episode 54 of the Blue Rose Podcast. I'm Karen Barno, your host. The Blue Rose Podcast is dedicated to help women seeking answers, starting their path of enlightenment, looking around spiritually at the world, wondering what's next and how do I find my blue rose? How do I find what I truly want to do, not what I did to in the past to support my family or to put food on the table. Now that you're over 50, what do you truly want to do? And I want to talk to you today about mindset and the good formula. Now, I love watching people and trying to figure out why people do what they do. My husband was watching the basketball game yesterday. I'm not even sure what teams were playing, but there was a Seth Curry who is brothers of Stephen Curry. And the most fascinating thing is that Stephen Curry is probably one of the greatest basketball players in history. He is a dynamic shooter. He can shoot, I think, make baskets from anywhere on the court. He's won a couple of championships. He is just dynamic. His brother is more of a role player, more of a journey person. And somebody that, fits a piece on the team. So his brother is the leader of the team, and Seth is more of a follower, more of a peace person. And I always wonder, they have the same childhood. They have the same basic upbringing. I mean, their dad was a basketball player. They've had all this. So why is one of the greatest players in the world and the other one not? And I always liken it back to mindset. How is your mindset? And do you employ the good method? And the good method is, do you have a goal to be great, but a specific goal, a measurable goal that you know that when you achieve it, you'll know you've arrived. Now, it doesn't mean you won't keep moving the goalpost, because we all do. When we make one goal, we go after the next goal. So it's not that doesn't happen, but okay, I've achieved this goal. Now I can go on to my next goal, because you should have that big overarching goal that when you're done, when you put your head on the pillow, when you're 90, 100, 110 years old, you can say, I accomplished my big overarching change the world goal. So you have to have that type of goal. Then you have to also kind of have no other option. You've got to burn the boats. You hear the story back in a long time ago, back in, I think, the BCs, I'm not sure. The guy wanted to go take over this land, and he wasn't sure his soldiers were totally into it, so he burned the boats. So the only way they were going to get off that island is if they won the war, to which they did. You can't, if you always have options, if you always say, well, if this doesn't work out, I can always go do that. Or if this doesn't work out, I can always say, well, I had a bad boss, or, circumstances, life, I'm a victim, whatever it is, you can always find something to blame. But when you have no other option, when you paint yourself into that mental corner saying, I have got to achieve this. If I don't achieve this, then I don't know how I'll be happy. Now, again, goals can change. And I mean, I've had goals where I was all in on the gold method. I was on a good method. I was ready to go. And then I got halfway downstream and thought, you know what? I don't really want this goal. This isn't my goal. It's a goal that somebody set for me. Or it was a goal that when I was in my 20s was a great goal, but now that I'm in my 30s, not so great, or my 50s and my 60s. So it's okay to course correct. Make sure that you're course correcting for all the right reasons. I've had clients come to me, coaching clients come to me and say, well, I changed my mind, I want to do this. And upon further review, see another sports analogy, upon further review, it was because they weren't achieving it. So instead of thinking, what do I need to do to achieve this? It was just easier to say, I can't do it, I'll move over here. I can't do coaching, so I'll go over here and I'll sell bubble gum. I'll sell baseball cards because I can't achieve my goal of, working at a bank. You have to know what you want. It's okay to course correct. Just make sure you know why you're course correcting, because that's key. Because when you go after your goal, when you have a big goal, a big, huge, helping over 1 million women heal their shadows so they can walk in their power on an enlightened path, that's a big goal. I jump out of bed every morning for that goal. But sometimes it's hard. And sometimes I think, well, maybe, I've helped 10, that might be good. Or I've helped a couple hundred or 1,000. So make sure the goal you have, it makes your heart beat. It makes you get excited. And finally, for the good method, the D is determination. You have to keep dogged determination. You have to just keep going and going and going, because not everything is going to go your way. There's going to be times when you just get tired, and it's okay to take breaks. I'll have clients come to me and they'll be like, I've been working on this book writing for a year and a half and it just isn't coming together. Then take a break. That's not quitting. That is refueling. That's, go on a meditation retreat, put the book down for a while and see if, if you get the energy back, because that's okay. Because sometimes, especially coming out of COVID, so many people are just exhausted. They have been thinking for a year and a half straight. They've been thinking, they've been worried, they've been under pressure. If you suffer job loss, you have financial pressure, you have all this. So it's okay to say, I still really want my goal of helping 1 million women heal their shadows so they can step in, reclaim their power and step into their greatness so they can be the person they dream of being. But sometimes it's like, I think I'm just going to take a break for a while. I think, I'm not having I'm trying to do a course and I can't think of how to do it. And then I'll step back and it could be for a day, it could be for a month, and bam, I get it. So know why you're stepping back, and know that it's not that you've given up your determination. It's not that you've given up your goals or your no other options. It's just sometimes when you have a big mission, you need some time. You need to take some time to figure it all out. So be easy on yourself. Be loving for yourself. I see so many hard charging people that their self-talk is not the best self-talk, that sometimes they can get really negative with themselves and, they start comparing themselves. Don't compare yourself to other people, because you don't know how their life really is. You may know how their life is on social media, or how they tell you when you're out having lunch together and how amazing their life is and how everything's flowing so easily and effortlessly to them, but you don't know. So don't measure yourself against somebody else, because you don't know their path. You don't know what they're really doing. Just worry about what you're doing. Just know that when you find your blue rose, it will all be worth it. But you've got to understand that big goals take time. I have so many friends that'll be like, when do I get to make 500,000 or $1 million or 2 million? When do I get to be a part of the 7-figure and 8-figure club? Well, you got to be a member of the 5-figure club first. Then you got to be a member of the 6-figure club, then 7. You don't skip brackets unless you win the lottery. So, it's great if you want to make $1 billion, as long as the reason you want to make it is true to you, that you have the goal and you understand what you want to do, and you kind of know your outcome. You have to know the outcome of what you're going to get, because if you don't know what it looks like, how will you recognize it? You have to know what success for you looks like. It could be, 7 figures in a bank account. It could be the vacation of a lifetime to Walt Disney World, Paris. It could be a brand new Lamborghini. It doesn't matter, because it's yours. I mean, I've had friends that, I'll say, what are your goals? And they'll just be, what? I just want a brand new car. That's all. So I ask them, what kind of car do you want? Toyota Highlander. What color? Blue. How many miles? Brand new off the thing. No more than 20. Perfect. What kind of warranty? You've got to know those details. You've got to see yourself sitting at the car dealership or buying it online and doing the paperwork, and the emotion that you're going to feel when you accomplished a good method. Because that is what fuels you when you're exhausted. When we started Arizona Alpha, and I was working easily 70 to 80 hours a week. And I was lucky if I was sleeping 2 or 3 hours a day, trying to build this association and keep us out of bankruptcy, because we were so new, people didn't even know what assisted living was. I would go to bed exhausted, but I had the end in mind. I knew exactly what success was going to look like. So I would get up the next morning going, I am going to get, I am one step closer, one step closer, one step closer. That's what you have to do. So, but you've got to be dogged determined. You've got to know what you want. You've got to have the mindset. Don't allow other people to steal your dreams. There's all kinds of dream stealers out there. All kinds of friends that be like, no, 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 you don't need to sit at home and work. We're going to go to happy hour. And, you must not be a very good friend if you want to sit and work while you could be out with your real friends, or you're hanging around with these people. You're too hoity-toity for me. Know what you want, you guys, and have the mindset. And if you kind of lose your way, look at Stephen Curry and Seth Curry. Why is one the greatest basketball player and the other one a role player? They made that decision. They made that choice. I don't know Seth, but probably if you asked him, he'd maybe say, well, my brother had better athletic abilities, whatever it is. But you made the choice. Because you can look at Spud Webb, I think his name is. He was like 5'9", 5'10", and played in the NBA. And everybody said he couldn't do it. If you have the right mix of the good method, you can accomplish anything. You can always find your blue rose. And I know this is kind of going a little bit long, but as you approach your dreams, and I say it's okay to do course corrections, because sometimes your blue rose looks different in the end than it did in the beginning. Sometimes you start out saying, I want to do this, and at the end you're doing something totally different, but you're happier, healthier, and having fun. So sometimes you just have to start on the path and let God move you around. Let the universe say, okay, I'm going to give you a little universal clue alert. And those are the little nudges saying, hey, you need to move over here. Or, hey, you need to heal that shadow. We need to call Karen so she can help us with the Blue Rose Shadow Work program. You need help with shadows because that's what's holding you back. And maybe Seth needs help, I don't know. But figure out what it is that's keeping you from your dreams and take the path to recognize it, repair it, rewire it, and reframe it. So you want to recognize it, reframe it, and rewire it. And then you'll be ready to go. I hope this helped you guys. If you're watching this on iTunes, please give me a review. I appreciate all the reviews I get. So take some time and just go down and review it. If you're watching this on YouTube, give me a subscribe and turn on the bell for notifications so you'll know when I go live. I do a podcast once a week, but I also do other YouTube podcasts that I'll pop on over there. So check me out on YouTube as well. Thanks a lot, you guys. Have a great day. And here's to you finding your blue rose.